Hello everyone. Today I'll be commenting on my Minecraft experience. And this is my mom, by the way.
Hi.
And also going to be giving away two Minecraft experience capes. Now, how do you enter this giveaway? So there will be a link to a survey in the description of this video that will have questions like, what was my mom wearing at 3 minutes and 21 seconds? Now that's just an example. You don't know if that's going to be one of them. Now, remember, even if there are thousands of views on this video, you will still have a chance because the questions aren't going to be easy. Like, yeah, it's going to be really difficult. And if you try to answer the questions before finishing the video, you're not going to get them correct and you will be disqualified. Now, once enough surveys have been submitted, I will select two randomly and send you codes which you can redeem on Minecraft's website. If you don't know how to, you can watch the next video I'll upload. Now, I'll announce the two winners in a pinned comment on this video once I've selected two. So if you're wondering if it's ended or not, just read the pinned comment in the description. Yeah. And yeah, one of the questions will be asking for a name or username, so you can't cheat and put in multiple surveys, or else you'll be disqualified. And you don't even have to subscribe. You can if you don't want to miss another chance like this, but that's on you. So now I'm going to show you some clips of my Minecraft experience, and pay attention and good luck. You're going to need it. So this is the outside of the Minecraft experience. It was on like the corner of like I think like near the mall, or it's connected to it. But yeah, so there's us going in the line. Yeah, we had to wait a little bit, but it was fine. Yeah. So here was the inside of like the line where you're waiting. And yeah, you can see like the stage lights and stuff. Yeah, that's me walking in. And this is the map that they show you, but yeah, you're not gonna really know right away what it is. Yeah, that's you can see the roof and stuff. And it kind of looks like stage lights. I think I already said that. This is a new day that I'm recording, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's a side where you can like eat, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, they said the bathroom was on the left, so you can use that before you do it. And yeah, and there's the sign that tells you if you get dizzy, you can just look up. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just telling kids don't not to run. And yeah, that's me. Yeah, so then we're there, we're almost at the front of the line, and that guy's explaining to them not to drop the orbs. And now he's explaining to us not to drop the orbs because he said they're expensive. Yeah. And then warning. Okay, I don't know why there's two clips of it, but yeah. It was my dad recording the videos with the meta glasses, by the way. Yeah, and that's us looking at the cubes. Honestly, I thought there was gonna be more to it because he was just describing how you could like look at your inventory. I know I thought the tour guide was not tour guide. I thought the person was describing the employee was describing how to use the orb. Like I mean he was, but like I thought he was saying that you could look at your inventory or something. So I thought it was gonna be a little bit cooler, but it's fine. It's more like you just hold the cube while you're standing on one of those squares there, and you just shake it, and then it'll make it so you're breaking the wood there. The thing is, with sometimes it would not be responsive. Like there'd be like one square at some point like would not like activate whatever it was like breaking the blocks at all. So I had to move to some other squares but yeah. And yeah, it's the same area. I think it's just yeah. It's weird, is it? Yeah, this should be the different clip, no? Why is it kind of the same? Yeah, I don't know, but there's me breaking it again. Maybe I accidentally put this clip in while editing, but yeah. You don't actually have to aim the block. Also, you're just shaking it. Yeah. Yep. That's my mom trying to do it. As you can see, like on that square, it's kind of hard for it to register. Like, look. But I guess on my end, oh, what the? On the other square, you see it's going quicker. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but kind of wish the cubes were more responsive. What I was expecting was there to be like an inventory system, and like I don't know. I guess that would be too complicated, too complicated for them to implement. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be more than this. Just shaking a cube at a screen. Like at this point, I'm just gonna play Minecraft, bro. Yeah. See, it gets kind of mundane after a while. I mean, there are noises, but it would be over my talking. Doesn't make the experience any more. I mean, it does make it slightly better, but yeah, you're just shaking a cube at a screen while it does that. And this first area took kind of a while to complete. I don't know why they made it take so long. I guess because so it's like the whole experience is longer. Like it's an hour, by the way. The whole experience, not just one area. Yeah. So there were. I think we started taking pictures here. Hmm. Yeah. This is where my dad tried to test holding the cube up to the blocks and stuff. Because the person that explained how to use the orb that we're holding is he said like you try holding it up to blocks and stuff, but literally there's nothing that you can interact with except the ones that are like plainly obvious. Yeah, so literally, yeah, you're holding up the orb to anything other than what you're is like shown, and it's not gonna do anything. Okay, yeah, my dad had another clip of him doing it. Or yeah. Iron Golem. It was pretty tall actually. Like I have a photo of with me in it. Maybe I get in the shot and you see the comparison. I'm about like 5'6" by the way. So yeah. Yep. That's a pig. I think this is where I was gonna taking a picture with the pig. No? Okay, I'm walking over to the creeper. Yeah. And that's my sister by the way. If I didn't say that already. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we just look at the pig again. I think some of these clips might be just like shortened versions of the ones we just saw. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Right? Yeah. It's fine though. I guess I'm wondering whether I should like uh remove the clips that are just shortened clips of what we're like already seeing, but I think most of these are different, right? Well, I'll just see with these next ones. Okay, what these are like the exact same ones that we saw before, right? I'm not sure. I think they are though. They are. Okay, this is messed up. Let's stop here so that I can fix it. So here we're stepping on the ground where you're collecting apples. Yeah. So yeah, if you just step like on them, you'll collect them. And I think once you get a certain amount of apples, then the area is finished. Or it's just a time limit. Yeah, I think it was just a time limit though. Because it took a while, and I don't think it's gonna be like if you reach a certain amount of apples, then you'd get it. But yeah, okay, this is us going in. Or I'm not going in, going to the next area. That person's explaining what's happening next. Or they said Team Enderman because you get to choose a name. Yeah. This is us walking through to the next one. A really dark area. There, my dad's shaking the cube. My dad's the one recording. I think I already said this, but just so you guys remember. Yeah, so the next section, I think this was... Oh, this was crafting, yeah. This was crafting. Honestly, I don't think... I guess they had to explain, but it's pretty intuitive once you just, like, figured out how the putting the cube on it works. Yeah, he's just explaining if you need to get the wood you need to collect the wood from the chests that have the wood, and you need to collect the sticks from the chest that has the sticks, and then you just craft whatever recipe is the screen is asking you there by putting it the material, like your cube that has the material on the crafting table, but you don't leave it there. You just tap on it. Well, more like you leave it there for like a second, and then you put it on the next square that needs it. Like say, for example, he's showing it right there. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think this is when we started to craft. Honestly, we probably could have done the most. We could have probably gotten the highest number, but my dad and my mom weren't they're kind of slow, or my dad was just recording, so yeah, and then my sister and I though we were doing pretty good. See, the strategy is to have one person allocated to one material. Like for example, I got the iron after this, and like I always had the iron while my sister has the sticks. And then if my mom and dad had cooperated, then one of them would have the cobblestone and the other would have the wood. But no, instead they were sort of just moving around to whatever the recipe was asking for. Yeah, so this was when I decided to just keep the iron. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see there I'm putting the iron sticks. Yeah. You see our number is pretty high. I think the group at the far like the opposite end, they got the highest though. Probably because they did a strategy that I was hoping my mom and dad would understand, but also if the cube goes red, that means you have the wrong material. Yeah. Okay, they're starting to understand. This goes on for a bit. I like this one because it requires your like people to actually think rather than just shaking your cube at a screen. This one was like way better than the first area. I think actually this might be one of my favorite areas because some of the other ones actually you wouldn't have, what is it, like there wouldn't be enough space or squares for the everyone to be involved, so like you sort of had to just wait. But yeah, that's why I like this one the most, because everyone can help. Yeah, this is us leaving. My dad's just showing the room one last time. Yeah. Build a thriving village. Oh yeah, the whole objective is to save a village, which you're about to see why. Okay, so here is where we're building the village. This part wasn't as intuitive. Like the employee said to leave your cube on one of the squares that is like, you see everyone has the square that the cube's on the sides at one of the squares, but then you also use your squares to collect resources. But I don't think it was as intuitive as it's supposed to be. Yeah, you see like that over there, the yeah, where I put my cube there, that's when I started to understand what we're supposed to do. But it didn't show at all of them. Like I think it was supposed to you're supposed to just figure it out. But okay, my dad just kept tapping it with his finger. You can see there, yeah. Same thing with my mom. Oh, there. Okay, my dad tapped on the heart. I understood that one, but I, yeah, I'm pretty sure the kids over there understood quicker. Yeah, it sort of just did this for a while. This was one of the least like it's one of the ones I didn't find as fun, but I like the commentary that there's like a comment there's like a voiceover on this. It's pretty um entertaining, let's say. Yeah, my dad's just tapping wherever on the screen there. Same thing with my mom. To be honest, this one it was kind of confusing. Like you're just tapping on. I mean, you are just tapping on hearts and putting your cube whenever there's a square. But if you think there's more to it, you know what I mean? Like you think there's more thinking involved, but it's not really. You're just tapping on the resources. Okay, my dad's looking at the area torches. I think those are the torches they sell, maybe actually too. It's like $80 though. For one torch, by the way. $80 for one torch. But I guess the flickering makes it kind of cool. Yeah, see, there's captions for what the voiceover is. It explains what's happening, but not what you're supposed to do with your hands. Yeah, this part I thought we were supposed to be like killing the zombies with our by tapping on them, but like no, we're just watching them infect the villagers. Yeah. So those are the ingredients you need to collect. So yeah, golden apple, gunpowder, pushing a weakness, mushroom, spider eye, blaze rods, and sugarcane. Yeah, so each area will have those materials that you need. And I think this is where it started to get a little bit boring again. I do not like the sections where you're just shaking your cube and like stepping on the ground wherever there's items. They're just not as creative as the other ones, I feel like. But I mean like I guess looking at the biome around is cool. Yeah, so you see the sugarcane there, you just step on it, and the mushrooms there. Yeah. So also if you're gonna go, make sure you go with friends, and unless you're like you have a family members that also play Minecraft with you, I guess they'd be considered your friends, right? Like but yeah, if you're like the only one in your group that plays Minecraft, then like you're gonna it's not gonna be as fun, I'd say. Yeah, and also like most of the people there are all of the people there were just their families, like kids with their parents. Not there are no teenagers. So there is an adult time scheduled at like 10 p.m. I think, like really late, where it's adults only allowed, and they have like free drinks, I think. But I'm not an adult, so we couldn't have done that one. Yeah. I feel like they should have like a set time for like people older than 14, I'd say. Because like otherwise you're just gonna be running around with a bunch of little kids. And it's not, I don't know. This feels like out of place, you know? And I don't think I don't know if my family enjoyed this as much as the kids. But yeah. See, this one's like the snowy biome. It's like yeah. Yeah, it's doing the same thing over and over again, stepping, and I think this one was just stepping actually. pretty lame. The one part later you'll see is pretty fun, but the one problem was that there wasn't space for everyone, so it would just be all the kids at the front. You'll see later. Yeah, this one was kind of cool, the area, but still the same stepping on the ground. I feel like the people who designed it were just like, if they had more ideas, but probably would have been too expensive to implement. The reason why Minecraft updates they take forever or like and they barely add anything is because they have to get approval. That's why in like April Fool updates they do like a ton because they don't have to get like as much approval by the higher ups because it's just an April Fool's update, so it doesn't affect the entire game. But like whereas with like the updates to the game to be actually added like forever, like they actually have to get like full on approval from the higher ups. That's what I've heard at least. I'm not one of their employees, although that'd be really cool. Yeah. Okay, it's still just stepping. Yeah. I think like I feel like they could have made like a little bit cooler, like by and it's like you can attack the drown there, but I guess no. Alright, we're going to the next area. Oh, okay. This one was just shaking the cube again. Okay, yeah, this is one of the examples where one of the squares did not work at all. Like I can, if my dad would look at the ground here, you'll see there's a square there. So like, yeah, there. See, I'm standing on the square and it's not doing anything. I don't think it's because I'm on like the back end of the square because I tested it. Like I went into it in the middle and it still didn't do anything. Yeah, this is where we were moving to the other side because those the squares that we tried weren't working. So yeah, we moved over here. There's a TNT exploding. Yeah, that part was pretty cool. Slightly more creative than the first area. And yeah, this is shaking your cube again, killing mobs. Like I feel like there should be an more element of skill involved other than just shaking your cube. Because like even if you're just shaking it the entire time, then you're still gonna kill the same amount of mobs as you would if you were actually just like if you were actually thinking about it. Like, look at that. You don't even have to aim your cube, by the way. You're just shaking it and it'll shoot at the skeletons up there. Yeah. Yeah, sort of just doing that the whole time. That's really shaking the cube there. Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of just doing that over and over again. I'd say there's maybe like three out of the I don't know how many areas, but like there's like only three areas that I found pretty entertaining, but like the rest was just this. It was just standing on a square, shaking your cube while you watch the screen change in front of you. Just I guess you could describe playing video games like that, but you actually have to think when you're playing Minecraft, not just shake your cube at a screen. Yeah. You can see on the top right there, they show how many materials you have. I didn't really look at that though because I'm pretty sure it didn't matter in the end. I guess in the end it shows you how much points you got, I think. Forgot, but it's not like you get any rewards for getting the highest. It's just okay, let's see. I wasn't even looking at the screen there. Like I was just you can just look away and shake your cube. That's how mindless it was. This one, I guess when the area changes, it's slightly more entertaining, but then it gets to mundane and boring again. Yeah. Like they could have, I feel like they could have like changed it up a bit, you know? Instead of shaking your cube at the screen and like just over and over again, they could be make it timed. Like you have to shake your cube at a specific time. I guess you could argue that you have to shake it when the creeper gets to in front of you, but honestly, you could just keep shaking your cube like the whole time and it still get them. But yeah, I guess because the cubes aren't like insanely responsive, that's why they can't really do timed attacks or anything uh requiring you to time the shaking of your cube, which I guess that makes sense. But I hope in the future they do make the cubes more responsive, and also the area is a little bit more creative than just shaking it at the screen. The crafting one was great. The Yeah, I think that's the one that's changed so far, right? And also the table one where you're like at the village, where you're making the village and the village gets infected by the zombies. Okay, this one you're collecting water and lava. I was relieved because this one you actually had to think. Like everybody was like confused because they kept putting in the water and it said no. Well, it doesn't say no, but like it flashes red whenever you get it incorrect. But what you're supposed to do is collect the lava and then put it in first, and then someone else puts in water. Yeah, to make obsidian. This is where we're collecting obsidian to make the portal. But yeah, this required a little bit of thinking from the people here. Whereas before, I guess they're kind of numb to the mindless shaking a cube. I guess it's kind of like representative of mining. As a child, I yearned for the mines. It's like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is where there is already lava there. Wait, yeah. But like, people are confused. Well, what do I do? Oh, there. That's water, and then it makes obsidian, where it glows purple when you made obsidian here. And then you just hold it to the nether portal. I thought this one was pretty cool. Wish like more areas were like this, but not the exact same like this. Otherwise, it would just be mundane again. But like similar in like the creativity behind it, behind designing it. Not just shaking your cube at the screen. Yeah, this one required you to cooperate with your other people. I guess the ones that you don't need to cooperate are the ones that are mindless. I guess if there was more like this where you're doing it individually, I guess they would still be better than the mindless shaking of a cube. But like the ones where you work together are the best. Yeah. And that one made me laugh because another kid was trying to put the obsidian in, but like the last one, but then my mom ran over to put it in and it made me laugh. Okay. Yeah. This is where we start going through. I thought it was pretty cool how like the blinds, not blinds, like what would you call these? Like curtains? Like they have the nether portal on them. It's not like a projector shooting onto it. Yeah. Oh, this area was cool, but like the this like not the like the surrounding like the environment is cool, but that what you do is really like I thought there was gonna be more to it, but I'm pretty sure you just hold your cube to the piglins, and you either it turns yellow or it turns red. No, it flashes red, which means they stole your gold. But you literally just keep doing it until you get a green no, not a yellow cube, and then later when everybody got a yellow cube, then that's when they turned green, which meant you finished. I wasn't really sure. The employee didn't really explain this one that well. I don't. Was there even an employee in that area? I don't know. My dad didn't show, but yeah, this one was it's just the fighting. What is this one? Oh, this one was pretty creative. It was like doing parkour, like you have to not touch the lava. I don't know what happens if you touch the lava. Maybe your cube glows red or something, but like technically you could just keep walking all the way over it, right? But it wouldn't be fun. The whole fun is in jumping over and stuff. My legs were long enough that I could just stretch them though. I have pretty long legs. But I think even if you're an adult, I mean, not even if you're an adult, even if you like, if you're a kid, of course you have to jump, because I don't think your legs will be long enough to stretch a meter, I guess. But like for me, I could just stretch it. This is where my dad was the last one in, but he did some cool parkour skills. Oh yeah, this is where you started throwing snowballs. This was probably the funnest if I had the chance to throw some snowballs. But there was not enough space. They'd have the kids doing most of the work. There you see, my family is behind. We don't have any space to throw the snow. We don't have any access to the snowballs. But there was an employee helping us, like there, for example, there, where we could grab a snowball. But honestly, like it was not as fun as being able to go to the front, and grabbing the snowballs right away and throwing them. Yeah. I'm glad these kids were having fun. These kids were having fun though. But yeah, it was more of just like me watching and like occasionally throwing a snowball. It kind of reminds me of back when I used to have play dates with my friend and he'd be playing on the Nintendo Switch and I'd just be watching it the entire time. But yeah. This one actually was required some skill too because some of the mobs were moving, like the gas there. The occasional times that I did throw, I missed most of them. Just because I didn't really get as many opportunities to, realize how hard I should throw it or yeah, there. Okay, yeah, it was just throwing the whole time. This one was pretty long and then like I had to keep getting it from the basket there that the employee was helping us. Honestly, if they had a basket there like that, they knew that there wasn't gonna be enough space for everyone. Okay, yeah, there. Getting more snowballs. If they had just one more, like if they had just like a few more meters of the space where you get the snowballs, then it would have been enough for at least me to be throwing the snowballs. Of course, my family would still need more space, but yeah. I think they could have made that one a little bit bigger. Oh, this was the last section, the last area, where you just put all your cubes in, and that's where it ends. That's where my dad's meta glasses battery died. So yeah, thank you for watching, and remember, there's a survey in the description where there'll be questions, and you have to answer them all correctly if you want to get a chance to win one of the Minecraft Experience Cape codes. And yeah, I'll be showing a video for how to redeem it if you do get one. And yeah, so my personal experience or my personal thoughts on the Minecraft experience is if you're a kid and yeah, you want to go and you're living pretty near the Toronto you're living pretty near the place where it happens, where the event happens, then yeah, you could go do it. But if you're not living near Toronto and like you'd rather not just like shake your cube for like almost the entire experience, then it's not worth going to. But yeah, yeah, if you're a teenager and you want to go, then you should go with your friends. But if you're going by yourself, don't don't. This is gonna be like yeah, mindless. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I think I already said that.